Hello, world. It's August 18th, 2026. Welcome to Cyber Briefing, your daily source for all things cybersecurity. We bring you the latest advisories, alerts, incidents, and news every weekday. Critical enterprise infrastructure is under active exploitation by sophisticated actors abusing maximum severity vulnerabilities in VMware vCenter Server and SAP Commerce Cloud to gain unauthorized code execution. Concurrently, human error remains a severe vector for exposure, demonstrated by a contractor's misconfiguration of Google Docs that leaked sensitive staging environment credentials into search engine indexes, mirroring broader trends where over 40% of scanned cloud storage files contain exposed sensitive data. In response to systemic vulnerabilities and emerging tech risks, industry bodies and tech leaders are driving structural defenses through zero-trust architectures and regulatory mandates. European regulators at ETSI are introducing 17 technical standards for the EU Cyber Resilience Act to enforce secure-by-default design and modern cryptography, while research underscores a glaring execution gap where 85% of professionals recognize credential risk, yet less than a fifth maintain continuous monitoring. Threat landscape. China Nexus APT exploits VMware vCenter CVE 2026-59310. A China-linked Advanced Persistent Threat Group is actively exploiting CVE 2026-59310, a critical directory traversal vulnerability in VMware vCenter Server with a CVSS score of 9.8. The flaw allows remote attackers to execute arbitrary code on vulnerable systems. Organizations running VMware vCenter should immediately apply Broadcom security patches and review their systems for indicators of compromise. SAP Commerce Cloud CVE 2026-58231 under active exploitation. A critical vulnerability, CVE 2026-58231 in SAP Commerce Cloud with a maximum CVSS score of 10.0 is being actively exploited in the wild. The flaw stems from insufficient authorization checks and input validation, allowing unauthenticated attackers to abuse a default authentication client. Organizations running SAP Commerce Cloud should immediately apply available patches and review their authentication configurations. Incidents and real-world impact. Google Docs misconfiguration exposes staging credentials. A contractor at QR Generation Service PageLoot accidentally exposed staging environment credentials by storing them in a Google Doc set to anyone with the link can view, which Google Search then indexed and surfaced through autocomplete. The incident highlights a widespread problem. Research shows 40.2% of approximately 6.5 million scanned Google Drive files contained sensitive information, with 0.5% fully public. Organizations should use password managers for credentials, restrict document sharing permissions, and regularly audit access controls to prevent similar exposures. Executive risk and cybernomics. Google's Zero Trust AI Agent Framework. Google released an open-source customer support and returns agent that demonstrates zero-trust security principles for AI systems. The framework, built with Google's Agent Development Kit and Gemini, operates on the assumption that AI agents could be manipulated or compromised, implementing external safeguards to verify and limit agent actions before they affect sensitive systems. The project provides developers with a practical model for securing AI agents that handle real-world transactions and customer data. Policy, regulation, and legal signals. ETSI proposes 17 cybersecurity standards for EU CRA. The European Telecommunications Standards Institute, ETSI, has released 17 draft cybersecurity standards that manufacturers must meet to sell products in the EU under the Cyber Resilience Act, CRA, which takes full effect in December 2027. The standards cover network devices, edge equipment, security solutions, and IoT appliances, requiring features like modern cryptography, secure-by-default settings, software bills of materials, SBOMs, and post-sale update capabilities. Stakeholders can submit comments through mid-September to mid-November 2026, with final standards expected by December 2026. Career enablement. Gaps in credential security programs and continuous defense. A new report reveals that while 85% of cybersecurity professionals recognize compromised credentials as a primary attack vector, only 19% continuously monitor active credentials and automatically remediate exposures. The 2026 Credential Risk Report identifies critical gaps in credential security programs, particularly in detection, monitoring, and response capabilities. The report examines why traditional controls like multi-factor authentication and periodic password screening fail to fully address credential exposure risks. For more headlines, visit cybermaterial.com.